Getting into PC gaming is pretty easy right now. One of the most popular things to do is to get an old OEM desktop like a Dell or HP and add a budget GPU like a GT 1030 or a GTX 750 Ti and you're good to go, right? Well, there are a couple things that could go wrong if you're brand new to building PCs, and that's what I'm gonna show you. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome to Zach's Tech Turf. Today I'm going to help you guys avoid mistakes when upgrading an old desktop computer into a gaming PC. And if you want to see more PC building or PC gaming videos, then hit that subscribe button down below and also that notification bell. That way you never miss an episode. But yeah, let's learn the basics of upgrading an old PC. This PC here is a super old Dell XPS 210 that I got for only $20 for the purpose of this video. It's fully assembled and working, and it's rocking an Intel Core 2 Duo 6420 with 3GB of DDR2 integrated graphics, but with room for a low profile graphics card, and it's also rocking a 500GB Western Digital hard drive. So a lot of people would think that this is a great starting point. All you gotta do is upgrade your RAM to 8GB, throw a GT 1030 low profile in there, and maybe even upgrade the CPU to a Core 2 Quad. Easy, right? Well, yes, but there are some things that you need to know first. First up is the easy part, the RAM. If you're ever buying a used desktop like this, you'll want to ensure that there's enough RAM slots for you to use to make an upgrade. For example, if your computer already has 4GB of RAM, you'll need to know whether you can just buy 4GB more RAM and add it because there's empty RAM slots, or if you'll have to completely get rid of all the RAM that's in there and buy like 2 4GB RAM sticks. Next up is the graphics card upgrade, and there's two main things that you'll need to be aware of. First, make sure that the card you want to use actually fits inside the case. With this Dell XPS 210, for example, I'm definitely limited to a card that includes a low profile bracket like a GT 730 or GT 1030. The second thing that you'll need to know is if your power supply can handle a GPU upgrade. If you're just throwing a weak card in there like a GT 730 or GT 1030, most likely you'll be fine, but if you're upgrading to anything more than that, then you'll have to do some research. First, you'll need to ensure that the power supply wattage meets the minimum power supply rating of your graphics card. This Dell XPS 210's power supply is only 275 watts, not to mention it's a very unique size and not your standard ATX PSU, so I'm definitely limited here. The second thing to research is how many amps on the 12-volt line your graphics card will need. There could be a time where your graphics card has enough wattage from your PSU, but the PSU won't be able to supply the correct amperage for your card to work properly. You can find the amps usually on the sticker of the PSU, and then just ensure that that's enough after looking at your graphics card spec sheet online. Alright, next up we have the CPU upgrade, and here you just need to know that you can't always just put the best of the best CPU for the specific socket that your motherboard has. Looking at this Dell XPS 210 again, it has an LGA 775 socket, but that doesn't mean that you can put the best of the best LGA 775 CPU in there like this Core 2 Quad 9400. There could be many factors that won't allow upgrades like this, such as your FSB speed or even manufacturers restricting which CPUs you can upgrade to. Typically in workstations like this, the BIOS is super locked, so you can't do much in there. My biggest advice here is to just make sure that somebody out there on the internet has upgraded your exact PC with your exact CPU that you want to buy. That way you at least know that it's possible. And finally, my fourth and final tip when upgrading an old OEM desktop is to realize that older hard disk drives do perform significantly worse over time. This PC came with a 500GB 5400 RPM hard drive, which is nice, but this thing is over 10 years old now and it's running like complete crap. Just for fun, I replaced it with a brand new hard drive, still 5400 RPMs, and it loaded Windows so much faster, and games even performed a bit better too. So with all these tips, the takeaway is this: please make sure that you're doing solid research on these OEM desktops before you take on a project to turn them into a gaming PC. Sure, I only paid $20 for this PC, but after you factor in a GT 1030, a RAM upgrade, and a hard drive upgrade, you're looking at almost $200, and that's just not worth it for this older platform. I said it before in my top 10 tips to save money when building a gaming PC video, and I'll say it again. Research, research, research. Well, that wraps up my guide on what to look out for when upgrading a super old PC. I actually just bought another Dell desktop, and that one will definitely be worth upgrading, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please drop a like, down below to help support my channel. And as always, thank you for watching. And please subscribe for more Zach's Tech Turf videos.